Welcome back. This evening we have a young man that we're very, very proud of, Nakiah Anthony Reamer. This young man is an associate professor at the University of Pennsylvania, and he's really actually working in the field of mathematics. And this is why we said to you earlier, it's very important that we have a young man to come on and tell you why he's so involved with mathematics. How did you get involved with mathematics? Why do you feel that you have so much to offer these young people in the area of mathematics, and as well as adults who are trying to pass the PPST in the state of Delaware to try and get a job? So we're very happy to have you. We have some things that we're thinking about, but in any event, we're so happy to have you with us. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all.
Okay. Yeah, I'm born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. I went to Youngstown State, which is about halfway between Cleveland and Pittsburgh, for undergraduate. And it was there that I really learned that I enjoyed teaching mathematics. And so from there, I went to grad school, and that's what brought me to the Philadelphia area. University of Pennsylvania is where I went to grad school, and I've been there ever since.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there.
Now, you did some work at the University of Delaware, too, didn't you?
Yeah, so after getting my master's from University of Pennsylvania, I taught high school for a few years, and then I went back to school at the University of Delaware and got a second master's, this time in applied mathematics. Wow. Yeah, and spent some time in the Wilmington area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, one thing I'd like to know, and I'm certain our viewing audience would like to know, is what motivated you? Because I know now math is not my best subject.
Okay.
And often you have to see it or have a feel for it, an eye for it. So what motivated you, or what got you involved with mathematics?
I've always liked the solving of the puzzle. You know, always trying to, you know, turn into like a game. And I was tracked as like 8th and 9th grade. I was tracked in the wrong track. I got put in like kind of the middle of the road. I wasn't the lowest, and I wasn't the highest. I was somewhere in the middle, but I was excelling in the middle. And there was one teacher right around 9th grade that decided to push me and said, you know what, you really should be in this higher track. You know, try it. You know, try it for a year, see if it goes well for you. And so I said okay. It was my geometry teacher at the time, my 9th grade geometry teacher. And so in 10th grade, I got pushed into the accelerated track, but it was with the kids that were younger than me, because I was off schedule. And the teacher there was just so energetic and so into the teaching of the math that just sparked the fire in me, and I just wanted to stay on that track. And I learned as much as I could, and her enthusiasm for teaching kind of, you know, grew in me, basically. Yeah. So early on, someone saw something in me and just took a chance and encouraged me to do more than I was doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's an important element in our school.
Yes, it
Often when our young people, when you go to push them, and many times as educators, we give that push because there's something that we see, whether it's in the field of leadership but it's something that we know that's innate with that child, and getting them to get motivated and excited about it. Yeah. And so we have that push.
Yes.
And when we're getting support also from the home, that also helps out. Was there an interest at home, or were there support systems at home for you, or what would you say? Yeah,
well, it was reinforced at home. I come up from a single parent background, and my mom I just saw how hard she worked, and my motivation wasn't really from education, but more like if I work hard, if I do well in school, and I maybe even go get a side job, she wouldn't have to worry about taking care of me. She'd take care of my younger brother and sister. So the hard work was something that you know, I saw in her, and I just knew that if I could work, you know, just as hard as she does, or, you know, just half as hard as she did, then I'll be fine. You know, I'll be okay. And so, 9th grade, I right away started working a part-time job in the grocery store, and from then on out, I got a chance to, this is how I take care of finances, and she didn't have to worry about buying anything for me, and she could focus on my younger brother and sister. And so, yeah, it was, and so the excelling in school came along with that. Yeah.
And so we see how by you having that feeling that you had to do something for her, in the end you got the blessing.
Yes.
And that's another message we try to give young people, because we come up sometimes with we encounter those generations of me, myself, and I, but a lot of times you can go much further when you begin to look outside of yourself and see how you can help others.
Yes.
And the fact that by doing that, in the end, you have been blessed and your gift developed.
Yes.
When you looked outside of yourself. And then also the fact that you saw a work ethic in your parent. And it comes back to what research says about the parent being key. And many times we as parents, we don't know, because like I said, I don't know about math. But the fact that if you as a parent are, you have that work ethic, that dedication, and that's what you saw in your parent, that she was hardworking, that she was dedicated, that she was involved. So a lot of times parents, it's not that you have to know something, but that's work ethic that you have towards school and that attitude you have that your child needs to learn. And those are the things, by her modeling it, you picked up on it and it gave you the drive. So as we begin to try to work out a formula, and when we get our young people to be successful, it starts right there in the home. Because if they see that drive and that hunger coming, and I can remember back when I was little, we had to sit down to the dining room table, which was also our kitchen table. So it wasn't that we had a separate dining room and then we had a kitchen table. We had one table, and where we would have to later eat dinner, and we had to do our homework, and our parents made certain that we got that work done, and they would make certain we did multiplication and everything.
Addition, subtraction,
right,
right,
and it was done before we could eat. So we sat there. So that push coming from the home is so important. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so, and I also, think we should give the recognition to, we talk about teachers, how important they are, and for a teacher to take an interest in the work that you were doing, they felt that you could do more, and you were probably getting A's on the work that you were submitting, and I just think that that's good recognition. And we always try to give our teachers the best respect and to give them what they're due. And just to hear you say that 2 teachers decided to push you to another group, and that's what we do. That's what teachers do. That's what they do. And of course, obviously having the support of the principal of that school, you were moved up. And it's, and I think that spark that you're giving the young people, as you said, freshmen you're working with at the University of Pennsylvania. Now, it's not an easy school to get in, just to make it right now. We know that that's a great university. And just looking at your resume, I am just so impressed that you graduated from college with a 3.9 grade point average in mathematics. That says a lot about where we're going with the young people. So all the young people out there that are listening and watching this show tonight, please keep in touch with the Pritches, because my wife has a vision on some things that we're doing, and this also goes out to our teachers who might be having difficulty getting your certification. Mr. Reamer is one that we feel that can help you with that. So we're just very happy that you are doing very well. And go ahead.
And I appreciate you saying about the teachers, because often they become overwhelmed as we go through the reform movement. But the fact that when they see something in children, contacting that home and letting them know, or letting the child know, that there's more that you can do. So they are the important, and research supports that.
Yes.
They are the key element in that classroom. Now we know the parent is key at home.
Yes.
But in that classroom, the teacher is key, and having a personal interest in children is so important. And if the parent is connected with that school, then that teacher can easily get in contact and begin to make those changes that are needed for our young people so that they can advance. So we thank you for that.